Well, good morning. Um, my name is Luiz. I'm a co-founder and CTO of Leaf Agriculture. We are very happy to be here today. Well, first, who is Luiz? I'm a former Java dev and architect. I'm doing a postdoc in farming data integration, and I'm a co-founder and CTO of Leaf. And well, what Leaf does, like we are Los Angeles-based ag tech with a Brazilian engineering. I'm Brazilian. We integrate farm data and deliver through a RESTful API. And I'm discovered in the last session that we deliver also event-based APIs. So, but I'm not talk about that. We have satellite imagery, field boundaries, field operations, machine information, research database, chemicals and seeds, and prescriptions, all delivered through this RESTful API. Well, I'm talking about data management in agriculture, just to give a context. I will talk about the Leaf Integration-less API. Integration-less is a concept that we are building, that we understand that can unlock more than just agriculture and can help all other industries to also create, unlock their data power. So, how is data management in agriculture? I don't know if anybody works with that, but it is evolving, but nowadays is just a buzzword. Many of the conferences in agriculture talk about how to succeed or how to use data, but actually it's really difficult to work with agriculture data. We have many formats, we have many sources, and I will talk a little bit more about that. We have a myriad of sources like machinery sources, satellite, new types of machinery like robots, micro-weather stations, drone, airplanes, and of course the traditional combines that is also create data for more than 20 years. The data sources are very challenging, so many of them have proprietary formats using ODLLs. We have lack of documentation, lack of examples, lack of testing sandbox. And when we have APIs, it's really difficult to use. So, and moreover, we still, and even when we have good data, this data is really challenging to work with. So, this is an example. We have in the left, we have harvest operation that happened in a farm in Brazil. We have around 300,000 points there. Each point have this JSON, which is in the left side. And, well, a developer would have to deal with this complexity and create, for instance, an app using this data is really difficult. On top of that, like it's not only a huge data set, but it's really difficult to work with because you have GIS, everything's GIS based. And for instance, if you want to deliver an image that summarizes that lot of points, we would have to use algorithms like convex hull that to deliver this yellow image, or a convex buffer algorithm that's really costly to build with. So it's difficult. It's not a trivial task to work with agriculture data sets. So if somebody wants to build on agtech domain, well, we have this, normally we do a farm management information system that have this, this architecture. A lot of things happen in the farms, normally driven by tractors and combines. And somebody would have to work with field boundaries, with machine operations, with satellite, with machine data, with soil data. So would be very complex to build in this environment. So how could a single company handle all these integrations and still add value on top? Like, still create an app that calculates carbon credits or help farmers to manage their data. So our answer to that is the integration-less API. So what's integration-less in our understanding? Like it's roughly similar to serverless. instead of not having integration at all, we have a lot of integration. A lot of the work is done under the hood. And then instead of a developer having to deal with this hard part of using the data, or using agriculture data, it becomes easy. So we use the same idea of Twilio. The hard part we do, and the easy part is delivered to the developers. We believe that integrationless API would have the following characteristics. A unique view, so a unique way to access data, would be multi-source. Makes no sense to have such a API when you have only one source. This API needs to be constantly and automatically maintained. So if anything changes in one of the sources, we need to automatically correct or fix or evolve our API. It should be seamless, so all the data looks the same. It should use a standardized communication, so we use REST and JSON, and JSON in our case. And it needs to be easier to use than the source, so otherwise people will connect directly to the sources. So, example here, that's actually just a simplification of what we do. Let's say you have two APIs and a CSV source that all have the data of a tractor operating the field. So what our API does is we do the authentication with the APIs, we parse the data from the APIs in the file, we transform the values in units. So even if we have a temperature Celsius in a couple of sources and in Fahrenheit in the other sources, we transform everything to only one type of data. We summarize. In this case, we just averaging the data, but we could create images, could facilitate access in other ways, like instead of delivering, for instance, that a lot of points that I showed in the beginning, we can deliver only one image that facilitates the access. We provide a unique view over the different formats and sources. And what is also very important, we always, the APIs will evolve differently and separately, and we always looking for changes in this sources. So if anything breaks the integration, we fix before the users notes. So one of our customers is a big cooperative of Illinois, Growmark. They use our data to access farm management app. Through Leaf, they can access John Deere, they can also access Climate Field View, Trimble, CNHI, that all have APIs, but that talks about the same type of data, but in different formats. So they use Leaf to access all them. We structure the data, we create dual data identity. So the same tractor, for instance, we can identify then even if it comes from different APIs. We do data standardization, file conversion, and facilitate authentication. What we do, we believe, is similar to what Twilio do in telecom, or Plaid do in finance, and Segment do in market. So it's the same idea. And instead of accessing directly formats, we access use case. So our users can access use case. One example of what happens then, for instance, if we have files come from two different types of, two different brands of tractor, one that do part of the operation in the field, and other tractor do other part of the field. In Leaf, the farmers can access everything as if it was done by the same brand of tractor. Well, some benefits of integrationless APIs. We have standardized data, communication protocol, format units in our case. We automatically maintain the underlying connections. We have only one documentation. We deal with the technical challenges, for example, big data, JS complexity. They are removed or reduced. No, we still have a lot of JS complexity, but it's way less when you have only one projection, for instance, or only one format for dealing with with JS data. And finally, we have a linked data access, so we can have a correlation between the data from tractor, the data from the satellite, data from fields. And for the developer teams, like when we deliver an integration-less API, they can work only one time with the integration, and the rest is more or less maintained. So if they integrate with us, they want to access data from John Deere, they will have a lot of effort in the beginning, we'll have a couple of sprints to deliver to their end user our integration. But if in the next week they want to integrate with class, for instance, they have some customers then in Germany, they want to integrate with class, it will be only just having authentication with class now. If they do direct integration with John Deere, the same effort with John Deere will be with class, then with climate, then with Trimble. So we reduce a lot of this effort. So how APIs can unlock in industries, right? Like we believe that integration-less APIs could facilitate the access to data that's already being collected, is already being registered, like this old data that's in the combines. For more than 20 years, we have this already being collected. We can help the developers focusing specifically on their use case. Like in Brazil, we have a company that's doing a fintech for farmers, and they don't need to worry about the integrations using our API. We can improve the quality of the user experience. In our case, it's farmers. The farmers now can share their data easily. Many, especially in Brazil and the US, like many ag techs are using us as the form of authentication, so the farmers don't need to have multiple access ways. They use their John Deere authentication through Leaf. We can reduce the technical complexity for the industry, like improving documentation, make the development faster and cheaper. We believe that there are other domains that's ready for integration. We are pretty close to two of them, transport and logistics, that we believe that could help, API like ours could help a lot on that. And well, integration-less is an open concept that we are discussing and improving, and want to, of course, have feedback on that. Well, can jump this one. Well, we are talking a lot of the topics that we see in the API days and the last days. Like we have also event-driven part of our APIs, Leaf alerts. So if you have time to check out, like, and give us feedbacks, would be really important to us. I didn't mention, but I believe that we could also, one of the benefits of having these APIs that integrate many data sources is also we can play with event-driven and RESTful APIs, like in the same, for instance, source can give us an event and we transform that in a RESTful information, or the opposite, like we receive a file that of course don't have alerts, and we transform in event-driven information. We are talking about the carbon market credits also. We believe that we could help a lot on ESG with this, with our API, and facilitate the access to the information especially. And of course, like the integration lab is also there if you want to check more about the concept. Well, that's it. I hope everybody have time to register and build for our API.
Shock every time. Thank you very much, Luiz. That was a very interesting topic and very interesting talk, aggregating data coming from all agriculture sources. So time for some questions. Yes, please.
So I found it really interesting that you use this term integration-less for your API, because I think what you're doing is like what a lot of APIs is, like abstracting integrations I'm wondering, is there like something unique about your approach, and how did you come up with like calling it integrationless?
Yeah, it's also one of our salesperson needs to explain for a customer what we do, and he said, "Oh, wow, this is really similar to this concept. Like it's not that we don't have integration lines, because this person was saying, no, but I want data from this provider, not like it's not general data. I don't have like, for instance a data creation device in my tractors. I want data that's already exists." I say, no, it's not that we are not doing the integration. We actually do a lot of this integration, and that was the source of the concept.